Hey, what's up, fam? So, for those who know, I was the first YouTube channel to do a review on Eden Zero, the new manga by Hiromashima. But that was before the chapter came out. Now, the official chapter, well, the online translated chapter came out. Not the official, officially licensed, officially translated chapter came out. But enough that I could read it and, actually understand what it was in English. Before it was me just looking at the panels and the pages, uh, getting rough translations and trying to make out what had happened within the chapter from my point of view, and as I said, my rough translations. But now that we have the translated chapter on Jimenez Box, we're able to get a better understanding of the chapter. So obviously, we were able to figure out that the apparent Demon King robot was his kind of role within this amusement park. As I said, the Demon King robot sort of raised Shiki kind of like his grandson. Shiki looked at him to be his grandfather. And uh, with the robots have been on this planet for 100 years, having essentially no visitors. The only human being there being Shiki, and Shiki being someone who grew up without being around another human, someone who's been trying to fix all these robots. But we find out that what he thought was fixing the robots, it was actually the robots have been doing like an auto repair on themselves and on each other, and it wasn't actually really Shiki doing stuff. That was just kind of him believing that he was doing it, but the robots wanted him to see that his purpose there wasn't set, and he didn't need to be there. Once he meets Rebecca, it kind of is that first like little push out the door, and the robots kind of want to assist on that, and with the way they're able to do it is by capturing Rebecca. They say they're going to burn her. They don't trust humans. They don't like humans, and they're trying to coax Shiki by saying how like robots can't trust humans. They were infected by a virus that made them self-aware. They became sentient. I'm fucking up on that word. Sentient, and they were going to burn Rebecca unless Shiki did something. Shiki then, while being beaten up by all these robots, was able to activate his power, overpower all these robots, start smacking them down, and then go up against the king. The king robot. The king robot put out a little bit of a fight. Shiki's power. I was right in the explanation. They said it was kind of from the Dark Age, so I'm guessing it was um, before the advancement of magic that's in the series. I don't know if they're gonna go 100% magic. It looks like it's to me, like I said, more magic tech, more of like technology that's just fueled by the ether, which is pretty much magic, and uh, similar to where I said it was. Kind of like Lost Magic and Fairy Tale. It looks like it is some form of ancient power that the main character has, and I'm wondering if this could also kind of tie in to Fairy Tale, because you see all these markings on his hands, and they do kind of look like the markings that Brain had, and it's called kind of like they say it's from the Dark Age. Now this is now tech stuff, so maybe when they say the Dark Age, they mean back when people used magic. That could be kind of the main character's difference. He uses kind of like a magic-based fighting style, while other people use this kind of tech-based thing. I think it'd be kind of cool. And then that way, if they ever do a crossover with Fairy Tale or Rave Master, his power could fit more comfortably into being similar to what they have. But when the main character Shiki then kind of goes up against the Robot King, he's like running, he's like sticks to this wall, he's running along this wall dodging bullets, and Geminus Boggs has his attack, trying as it's like die Machina punch. When I got it, it was still kind of demonic Kurt. I'm gonna wait until the official Crunchyroll translations before I start calling it something else, because obviously things like Jimenez Box and Manga Stream are also fan done ones, but Crunchyroll's pretty much like they're done by professionals. So when they do it, it'll be the official translation one. So and if, I think it's tomorrow. And tomorrow when the official translation comes out for Crunchyroll, some things I'll change my naming on, but right now I'm still gonna call it Demonic Current, just because I think it sounds cooler. But he's able to take out the machines. He makes a big crater in that town, and he ends up kind of catching Rebecca while hovering in the air. They say it's kind of with the. I thought it was kind of like he used energy around him to kind of fly, but it looks like he has some what they call the ether gear. I'm guessing that's kind of like the weird runic symbols. Maybe that's where he has this, or maybe it's just literally his shoes that he can use to defy gravity a little. I don't know, but uses it to get to the Rebecca ship. They leave the planet. And that's kind of the part where you see, the big badass space dragon and Shiki going out into the universe to explore all these other planets. And it's revealed at that point that the robots knew that they were going to break down at some point and cease function. And with the Demon King, who they seem to have seen as kind of like their leader, like the old wise man of their group, wanted before they all break down and cease function to send Shiki out into the world or into the universe to go explore. And this was obviously the perfect opportunity. Somebody showed up, so they wanted to push Shiki into going with her and leave before they all kind of die off, which is pretty good. I really like that aspect of it, because it's kind of it isn't as much like Wraith Master, where Haru kind of was given this task to go out and adventure and destroy the Mother Darkbrain to save the world, and Natsu kind of was already doing his thing, but then Lucy showed up and they kind of became an adventuring duo, and then things kind of progressed from there. With Shiki, it was kind of like pushed. We need him to leave. He needs to leave before he's alone, and here's the opportunity to do it. I thought that was pretty cool. And then you see him like leave the planet, kind of see that space dragon. I think I already said that, but going out and seeing all these other planets, and it kind of ends the chapter. Funny enough, giving his last name that I didn't catch while I was translating is the place where Shiki is from, the Granbell Kingdom, which is that amusement park. He takes that as his last name, so he's Shiki Granbell. So now you have the trio of Haru Glory from Raid Master, Natsu Dragneel from Fairy Tail, and Shiki Granbell from Eden Zero. So now we've got the triangle of Hiramashima main characters. We still have the minor ones like Aki from Monster Soul and Shiki from Monster Hunter. I don't think Hiramashima is going to really do much with Monster Hunter because he doesn't own Monster Hunter. He didn't create the series, the overall series. He just did the manga, but you know what I mean. And it kind of leads up with the next chapter. Chapter 2 of Eden Zero is going to be called The Girl and the Blue Cat. And I think it's apparently supposed to be like a 50-page chapter, because that's what Hiramashima did that with Fairy Tail as well. He did the first chapter being very big, and then the second one was pretty thick, and then I think he kind of like normal sized out to the 15 to 18 page chapters by there's other chapter 3 or 4. I'd have to double check. But yeah, this was a good chapter. I enjoyed reading it as it was now translated. I get a better understanding of what's happening. But the only confusion I have really is why did Hiramashima go for Shiki? Because Shiki means 4 seasons. He still hasn't had a winter. For those who didn't know, Zeref was actually originally supposed to be named Fuyuki for winter. Before he had like the character set on Sirius Island, but it wasn't originally supposed to be Zeref. It was supposed to be Fuyuki. And it was still supposed to be Natsu's brother, but Zeref. He kind of changed it to Zeref. It's like this long story about it, but there was supposed to be winter. I think he had a one-shot character that was winter, but I don't know. I guess he's Shiki 4 seasons. Whatever. Maybe we'll get winter as a character within this I don't know. There is a guy that has white hair that kind of looks like Invil from uh, this Brick and 12 from Fairy Tale. Anyway, I'm wrapping this up. Check out my other videos. I got some. Well, now my review of chapter 1 for the untranslated version that was the first on YouTube is kind of moot, but I got some other videos that would be pretty interesting. I just did one on a potential Acnologia spin-off for Fairy Tale. I did one talking about but the potential for Hiro Mashima to kind of create his own universe, what I call the Mashimaverse. And then we have stuff like him doing that picture on Facebook, that little sketch of Natsu trying to hand the baton over to Shiki, but Shiki breaking it in half so they can both carry it. Because for those who don't know, there's going to be a Fairy Tale sequel and a Fairy Tale spinoff, so Fairy Tale isn't over yet. We need to get some Rave Master stuff in there too. That'd be really fun. But anyway, like I said, I'm wrapping up this video. Thank you very much. Like, favorite, subscribe, give a thumbs up. This will hopefully be the channel that gets spoilers, raws, and early looks at Rave Master and Fairy Tale. Rave, I said Rave Master. Eden Zero and Fairy Tale chapters before anybody else, and hopefully soon Black Clover will be added to that kind of that early sneak peek roster. Because for those who know, I also really like Black Clover, and I might even try to add My Hero Academia onto that list. But anyway, so thank you very much. Unfortunately, it's Monday. The new week has started. We just got to survive till that weekend. So thank you very much. Bye.